Well, another summer passed and we're still stuck in Wales. One coaching badge, it seems not enough to get us out. A second on the way, we'll see if that has an impact. But for now, we focus on an interesting summer. 2-star Bakers to meet. Let me go and show you what I mean. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 16 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back to start season 3 and yes, we're still here. One coaching badge, apparently not enough. We've been offered no job interviews, we've been shortlisted 0 times. And there's some small clubs we've gone and applied for. We are, though, now studying for our second one, so hopefully that will make the world of difference. But let me explain myself in the intro. We've got some star bakers to introduce. And that's all we've got because nobody else has come in. It's been another summer where we've lost more players than we've signed. But if you want to find out how we get on this season, who's come in and who's left the club, then please do put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe for daily FM23 content. We'll be back tomorrow morning with our Builder Nation. A slightly different tale in that one as I am in charge of the transfer work. But here we've got a lot of work to do. And it starts in pretty interesting circumstances because we've done next to nothing this summer. The squad's got smaller. The squad's been trimmed, which it couldn't really afford to. But the 2 players, yes 2, that have joined the club are absolutely excellent. And that's where I'm a little bit frustrated. The director of football, in his defence, has tried to get in 2 other players who are both excellent. One rejected us for TNS, one for Carnarvon. So he is trying to get good players rather than just loads of average ones. It's not really working out though at the moment. Let's go and start by seeing all of the players out. We'll look at the released ones and then we'll look at the ones that chose to go. So no players that physically were released by us, but a few that chose not to renew their contracts or pre-agreed terms elsewhere. So after you were last with me, or ones that we haven't mentioned, Charlie Mitchell has left the club. He was another one of those left backs from the 1st January. Brad Knight, I don't even remember what he was. Not a very good striker. And Ashton Bowen, a winger that came in early on in a save. None of them were competitive. But it is quite ironic now that I'm in the position where I say, we could do with a left back. And the reason for that is because if we go into this season, we also lost Curtis Jones. He was one of 4 players to go to Kefan Druids. The other 3 were already pre-agreed in the last episode, so you knew they were happening. But the director of football, as well as being poor in terms of bringing players in, been very slow on negotiating new deals. And that means a lot of these guys have moved on. Ashley Blackwell was a young right back, played a few times for the first team. Miles Curd ended up our first choice backup as centre half at the end of last season. Ryan Edwards, one of the key players in our survival, one of the few bits of experience we had. And Curtis Jones, obviously, the only real left back at the club that's naturally left-sided. So all of those went off to Kefan Druids. They were followed by Mike Burke, a young striker who was nowhere near the team. Kerry Davis, who was our 4th choice striker, he went to Flint Town. A little bit of a loss for us because we haven't replaced him yet. And Mari Mason, who after the end of last season, I wasn't that devastated to see the back of, particularly because we have got another centre half in now. And then the one that got away at the end of last month, if we still had this guy, I'd be pretty happy going into this season. But Joe Palmer has left, and that means without him, without Edwards, without all of the others that have gone over time, we are really short in the holding role. So we've got one in who's not a natural holding player, but is having to do the job for now. And because of the changes in height, profile of player, we're having to mess with set pieces, with tactics and all of that stuff. So that's the one that really annoyed me, if I'm being honest. If we kept him, I'd have maybe been all right. However, there are 2 ins, and although they are limited and there aren't many players, they're both bakers and they're both superb. And the first one is the best of the 2 because Matthew Baker came in on a free on the 8th of July. He is long awaited, the centre half that we've been asking for. Not composed, no concentration, maybe not the best positioning, but very good. 6'2", good in the air, good in a tackle, can mark, got good anticipation. He just works, and hopefully from what we had last season, the sort of dross we were playing at the end of the year, or playing Bailey Owen centre half instead of left back, we've got natural height, we've got natural decent ability, and alongside young Parry, I think they'll be okay. What we do if one of them's out for a while, I have no idea, because we haven't even got Joe Palmer to drop in now. But for a starting two, they're very good. And he's on 160 quid a week. I'm sure he'll earn it. You can see at the bottom of the screen, played very well in the League Cup game. So let's see who the other Baker joining him is. No relation, Chris Baker from Cardiff Met Uni. He's a bit more experienced, probably the Ryan Edwards replacement as such. 3-star ability, 3-star potential, 130 quid a week on a 2-year deal. And the problem at the moment is he's having to play the holding role, despite the fact he can't tackle and can't mark. If we could get him in centre midfield, either box to box or as a playmaker, he'd probably do a good job for us and he'd probably improve our team. But at the moment, he's having to cover a duty that he's not really suited to, and that maybe is harming us. But overall, 2 really good signings, and all we need is a little bit of strength in depth and now a holding midfielder to replace Palmer. So not the most eventful transfer special. I will show you some of the ones that got away because it gives us a chance to do our annual TNS update. If we go through to the Welsh Premier League, the title holders, how have they got on in Europe? Oh, they're in the Europa League playoffs, so they've made group stage football again. Brilliant news from TNS. That's 2 years out of 3 they will have made group stages. The Welsh Premier League is climbing up the coefficient table, and as is Welsh football, and they are a large part of that because not only did they steal a player we wanted, they bought in some other pretty good ones. For £4,000, they got in Oliver Finney. Very solid. League 1, League 2 level perhaps in England. Couple of young wingers that have got a bit of quality from Altrincham and from Carnarvon respectively. Kane Hemmings, well-known name at 32, quality striker at this level. And then Daniel Cox is the one that our director of football was trying to sign. 18-year-old Welsh defender, naturally left-sided, would have started every game for us. But as it is, he's gone to TNS and he's loan listed. So maybe the director of football wants to have a look at that. But as you can see, it probably leaves me with a bit of a quandary because the players that he's targeting are really good. He's just not targeting enough. So the last deal that came in was what, the end of July? No, the 6th of August. So 11 days since, no offers for anyone. That's the bit that I'm finding difficult. If he can find me 2 more players of that standard that fit our tactic, I won't complain at the end of the month. If we end up with a squad this short though, which as you can see here, 19 players, including 3 goalkeepers and one that I've promoted who's nowhere near good enough from the youth team. It is basically an 18-man squad and only 15 of those are outfield players. So we've got to do better on that front. If we can get a little bit of quality in, so a couple of those starters become subs, I think overall we'll look forward to the year and say it'll be a good one. Most of the players in now are tied down for a year, 2 years, 3 years, apart from Adam Davis, which is a bit of a worry. But I'm not devastated. I'm just not particularly pleased. I'm still sitting on the fence a little bit, to be fair. But let's go and have a look at what else has happened in the Welsh Premier League and where we're expected to finish as a result of the other transfer work. Because last season, it was actually about 8th or 9th, wasn't it? We couldn't quite live up to that. What is it this season? The preview has us in 8th place, above both promoted sides, one of which we play today. Cardiff Met Uni, the other one, who we nicked Baker from. Carnarvon and Flint Town. Now, Flint Town are in the Europa Conference qualifiers. They, aside from letting us win on the last day of last season, were pretty decent. I don't know how they're going to finish below us. We did apply for jobs in the summer at Aberystwyth, Bala, and in fact Pennybont as well. 3 jobs against sides that are expected to finish just above us, but none of them came off. And as a result, we are stuck here in the Welsh Premier League. Not a disaster, but we're a couple of players away still. So fingers crossed that will change before the end of the month. As I mentioned, we've got absolutely nowhere with our job offers this summer. We've applied for virtually everything going. There is another one that's just popped up. Galway United in the Irish Prem. We'll go for that. That is the Republic of Ireland Premier Division. Celtic, probably a bit big for us. Midtjylland and French clubs, probably in the same category. But we've failed to get any of the newly promoted clubs in England, Scotland, etc. I mean, we've got no chance. We've applied for everything. From Finland to Iceland to the rest of Europe. We have given everything a go. However, it might change soon because if we go to the home screen and we go to our profile, we have been allowed to study for a National B licence, our second coaching badge of our career. And if we can get that and build our reputation a bit, you can see the first one's got us up to 1 star already. All we then need to do is maybe get a start like we got last year, where 3 or 4 winnable games near the start, we get some results, get ourselves in the top half of the table, look like we're overachieving, and then get a move at a panicking club. That's the plan. We finished our last coaching badge in May, so this one maybe will be sometime between September and November. So hopefully, as the winter rush comes along, there will be a job somewhere else for us. Because as much as Liam Thomas hasn't been disastrous this time, he has still got his job, he hasn't been sacked, and he's got a contract till the end of this season. So we've got to put up with him the rest of the year as well. So I still think our best route is out, and I feel like both on and off the pitch, we're getting closer to achieving that. But we've got to prove it on the pitch that we're a good enough manager. And today, for all of the things we say about lack of recruitment and lack of squad depth, we are playing the side who just got promoted, who are expected to get relegated and are expected to finish below us. If we have a look at their squad, they did try to sign a few of our players, the likes of Payrelade, who rejected a move away, and Goodwin, the right back. But if we go and have a look at their squad at the moment, I don't really recognise anyone other than the keeper. We had him as a backup many years ago in one of our saves. It might have been Kevin Druids last year actually. But overall, it's a weak squad. There's greyed out players in there still. There's youngsters. There's loanies. I mean, it's a bit of a horror show, isn't it? So if we don't win this game, I don't think we can claim that we're going to have a good year. But don't forget, we started last season against Carmarthen with a 3-0 win, and we were soon brought back down to earth. Speaking of 3-0 wins, that's what we had in the League Cup last week. Away at Rill, who had some very young players in their team. Craig Davis and an Ethan Morgan brace got us off the mark in style. Been a bit of a weird pre-season. Defeats at Conwy and at home to Chasetown, and then some good results in some of the other games. But we've disappointed at times. We've been inconsistent. And that doesn't bode well for the year. The squad average age has got even younger with Edwards leaving. So let's see how it copes with the pressure of a league match. We've got to close down Humphreys, their star player, who technically is probably as good as some of ours. But let's go and get through the team selection. Baker was listed as out unregistered, so we've just gone and sorted that out. Now let's go through to the selection info, because Masrani missed the cup game with an injury. He should be back now. Goodwin can drop to the bench. We're going to have to put a keeper on, or we have to promote more youngsters to the first team squad. So Clark will go on there. In fact, Wiseman was the better, I think. And then in the youth team, have we got a better defender than Allen anywhere? Because this is getting a little bit scandalous now. If we get the reports up, get them in order, who's the highest defender? I think this Jones was slightly better defensively, so he will come on for Allen. Allen can't tackle, can't head, not really got the physical stats, and no composure. Not the best really, is he? So not ideal, not the best start to the season. Josh Dawson is basically a first team squad player now. He's on the bench again. But this is the 11 that will start our Welsh Premier League season. Very familiar, but the two Bakers are both in. Maybe, if it doesn't work out early in the year, I might change to a 4-3-1-2, give up the holding midfielder, but I don't know if our defence is ready for that yet. If we could have got another centre-half, we could have played the other Baker in holding role, but for now, we're going to stick with the strongest defence we can. It's Bradley Borge staying in goal. Owen the left-back with Masrani on the right. Harry joined by new signing Baker as centre-half. Chris Baker is in the holding role with Jenkins and Granell in front. Jenkins, of course, scored that wonderful goal to keep us up last time. And then Craig Davis behind Adam Davis and Ethan Morgan up front. Yet to see a first goal for Adam Davis, who's in the final year of his contract. No change to the tactical instructions, but potentially a change to the shape if we don't get that holding midfielder. Let's go and get into the first game of the year. This is one of the few we should be winning. And here we are. It is an opportunity to start the season in style, as we did last year before all the problems. Matthew Baker, the new signing, looking nervous. He's another teenager. That's the thing we have got to remember. It's a squad that's getting younger and younger and younger. And eventually that is going to come back to bite us. We're into the first half. We're going to start balanced. We'll push positive if need be. We've got a free kick early doors. Just 4 on the clock. Jenkins not bad from this position. Can he deliver? I could do with one now. Jenkins into the corner. Perfect start to the year. Airbus go one up in just the 5th minute. And a free kick sets us on our way. Hopefully there's more of them to come. But we couldn't have asked for better than that. Though we're straight back at the other end. I got too excited too soon. Cross to come in from the right. Test for the centre-halves who leave their man completely unmarked. Bradley Borge comes to the rescue. Good save from him. Chance to roll out as the centre-half split. Go short to Parry. Has support from the fullbacks, but plays short to Baker. Lovely through ball towards Davis, who wins his header, and it's dropped down for Jenkins in the centre circle. Craig Davis to Granell. Wide to Owen. Not really cutting in as the inverted wing-back should there, but we'll forgive him. Parry goes long towards Davis, and is up to Ethan Morgan. Little bit scrappy, bit of pinball in the middle. Aerial route, no real passes being strung together. As Grinnell goes long towards Ethan Morgan, it's miles over hit. I don't know what part of that was a key highlight, to be honest. But here is the keeper for the visitors. Going to go long, you would assume, because the defender's not showing for it. Big kick over the top. Parry will be up, as will the other centre-half, Baker. Neither of them near it. Oh, it's woeful defending. If that's what our best new defender is going to do, then it is going to be a very long year. Easy goal, straight from the keeper's kick. Though we're back with Ethan Morgan on the left-hand side. 5 minutes later, plays it back to Grinnell. Gets into the box, he's got time. Goes back to Baker, the new signing. Shoots from the edge of the box. It deflects up more than away. Berry clears it to Clark. He hoofs downfield, but only to Masrani. Back in towards Adam Davis. The header's over the bar. I'm going to go positive. I'm going to encourage, because we look a threat on the counter. But let's be honest, defensively, it's the same old mistakes. And now we're back with the visitors' free kick. Hits the woodwork. Oh my word. This should not be this difficult. Same story in a brand new season. And against a side that we should be beating comfortably. We really are struggling to get going. 10 minutes to the break. The lads are pretty happy, bar Baker. And to be honest, you wouldn't know it from their performance. At half time, it's probably going to be 1-1. Though here they come on the counter again. Masrani gets it from the Baker header to Jenkins. Masrani inside to Baker. Finds Grinnell. Turns on the ball over to Morgan, who might be offside here. Goes through. Tries to put it away. It doesn't matter anyway. The flag does go up eventually. But the finish was useless, so it didn't matter. We've been the better side. We've given away a stupid goal. And we're drawing 1-1. We're underperforming. Exactly what we'd expect. We'll tell the lads we're happy because they are playing well. We just got to get the morale up. As we've got a throw on the left by the corner flag with Owen. To Chris Baker. Back to Bailey Owen. Towards Craig Davis. Where was Adam there? To Chris Baker. Oh, would have been a great goal. Just wide of the post. Didn't have enough curl on it. And it stays 1-1. This could be such a frustrating day. As Masrani's chasing the ball in his own box here. 10 gone in the second half. We've got no pressure on us back here. But we cannot find that breakthrough. Grinnell towards Ethan Morgan. It's got this defender for pace. Got a 2-on-1 in the middle. Lays it off to Craig Davis. Into Adam Davis. And that is a lovely goal. Really well worked. First goal of the season for Adam Davis. And finally, we're back in the lead. 55 gone. Now this time, hold on to it. Though we're back just 5 minutes later. Throw by our own corner flag. And it's not really cleared away from danger yet. Humphreys picks it up in the middle. Their danger man. Long over the top. Masrani will get there. Do not do anything stupid. Big punt downfield to Adam Davis. Craig runs off him. Support from Ethan Morgan down the middle. But Craig Davis drifts wide himself. Up to Adam Davis, who's run into space. Oh, it's straight at the keeper. Got to take these chances. Got to get this game wrapped up. I'm going to take Morgan off soon because he's not having the best game. But otherwise, we're doing well. As Jenkins' corner to Parry. Heads over the bar. First change will be made now. Ethan Morgan off. Sasha Payrelade on. 25 minutes to go. We've had 20 shots. We've been brilliant. But we've got no cutting edge. And we're back again with Masrani at right back. 18 to go. We'll look at more subs in a minute. Particularly him returning to fitness. Grinnell picks it up though to Adam Davis. Craig towards Payrelade. In he goes 1-on-1. Sasha Payrelade blocked. And it's over the bar for a corner. We are going to see it now with Jenkins. To the back post to Adam Davis. Another chance gone. How many are we going to miss? Seriously. Expected goals closer to 3 now. I'm going to have to take Masrani off for Goodwin. I'm going to have to leave Matthew Baker on as much as I don't want to. Think I've called him 3 different names today. We're going to look in midfield at Dion Nichols, Daniel Jones. Who would be the better options? I'm not sure. Dion Nichols on for Grinnell. He will play as the playmaker. We'll leave the last 2 a few more, but late changes to be made. They're all teenagers. They don't help. As Owen throws in from the left to Payrelade. Made an impact since he's come on. Back to Nichols, another sub. He gives it away with a 5-yard pass. Puts us in big trouble. It's a 2-on-2 back there. Amoon carries the ball forward to the edge of the box unopposed. Into Davis. Over the bar for the visitors. And for all of our dominance, they've had a couple of glorious chances. It's largely been self-inflicted as well. We'll think about subs in a minute because they're coming right back into this. Cross to the back post. Clark up. Heads over the bar. Oh, it shouldn't be this tense. Nichols with a free kick. Can we wrap the game up? Adam Davis hits the bar again. How many more are we going to miss? 25 shots. 7 on target. Only 2 goals. In midfield, I'm going to take Baker off for Daniel Jones, and I'm going to take Craig Davis off for Josh Dawson. Two ends of the diamond replaced. Adam Davis in the 89th minute on the attack. Finds Nichols, back to Davis, good football. Two in the middle, goes for the shot, it's blocked to Payrelay. Back to Nichols again. Jenkins to Baker, lovely stuff. But where's the cutting edge? Where is the ruthless streak? Here is Chris Baker to Jenkins. Wide to Goodwin. Down the line to Adam Davis. Again two in the middle, but goes backwards. Crosses block to Goodwin. Headed away, and now they can counter. Though Chris Baker mops up. Goodwin goes back to Mark Baker. Mark Matthew, how many times? Finds Owen on halfway. That's his fourth name of the day. Long ball forward is poor. I don't know why we needed to see all that. We're into the final minute of normal time. Goodwin wins his header. I need the subs on. Jenkins gives the ball away again. Through to Amoon one-on-one. You can't do this to me. Oh my God. A game we have been so dominant. How many chances can we miss? And then give away two stupid goals on the counter-attack. It's ridiculous and we might lose it. Corner kick into the front post. Owen just hacks it away. Oh, we're still spineless. Nothing has changed on that front. I don't know how we've dried up the goal threat. I will not be able to explain how we've only scored 2 goals in this match. To the back post, Goodwin heads away. Equally, the goals we've conceded are poor, but that's not the point. This should have been out of sight. 4 minutes of stoppage time up. The referee's whistle goes. And if that's against the promoted side expected to go down, it's going to be a long old season, isn't it? Let's go and see when we're going to be back, because we need some work by deadline day. We'll actually skip ahead a week and see if we get any. Well, we've got to the next week with no transfer activity at all. This is going to end with frustration again, isn't it? There were promising signs, but the brilliant centre-half we bought in was probably our worst player, possibly cost us the victory. We're not doing enough in the market. We've got players coming and talking to us, complaining about the squad strength in depth. I mean, I can't do much about this, can I? So we are going to get through the rest of this month and we will come back for deadline day, which is, let's have a look. It is on the 1st of September, which seems a bit strange for a Sunday, but we'll show that and the Aberystwyth game, one of the sides we could have joined in the summer if they'd given us a chance. And we'll see how we've got on when we come back against Flint Town and Newtown as well. It better be a busy deadline day and something other than all left backs. That's all I'm asking. We've had 1 deadline day with all left backs, 2 with none at all. I need something a little bit more balanced this time around. Hopefully we'll get some action or maybe some job opportunities soon. Will the second coaching badge make a difference? Let me know down in the comments below. If you did enjoy this episode, my frustration didn't take long to return this season. Please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you think of the players the director of football has brought in. And have you ever seen a save? I can't remember in all the years of the head coach, even when Chris Casper was doing nothing for us, he was at least not letting loads of players go. The amount we're losing compared to the amount we're bringing in is scandalous. I've never seen the likes in this save. But even so, this should be our last year at the club. With a second coaching badge in, I'm hoping we'll be able to get a move, even if it is to a poor side. So let me know what you think of that. If you want to stay up to date with the season, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. Keep your eyes on the Lifting Spirits Build a Nation save as well. That one's in the eye above. And we're live on Twitch almost every day too. For now though, I'll put the link to our top 3 playlist up in the eye above. Loads of FM guides, save ideas and all sorts of different stuff there. So do give that a try if you haven't before. And I'll see you here tomorrow for deadline day. And Liam Thomas, hopefully, getting out of bed.